Before you drink another cup of coffee, you need to hear this. If your coffee is giving you anxiety, increasing your heart rate, preventing you from sleeping, or making you feel jittery and wired, you need to stop and understand what's really happening in your body. Today, we're going to talk about the real effects of caffeine on your performance, your sleep, and your health. And I'll show you exactly why limiting your intake to 1 cup per day could be the most important change you make for your long-term health and peak performance. Let's start with what actually happens when you drink coffee. Caffeine is a phytochemical, a natural compound found in coffee and other plants. And here's the key. It doesn't give you energy. It blocks a compound in your brain called adenosine. Throughout the day, your body produces more and more adenosine. As adenosine builds up, it binds to receptors in your brain, signaling that it's time to rest and recover. This is your body's natural energy regulation system. It's actually brilliant. But when you drink coffee, caffeine molecules slip into those adenosine receptors like a counterfeit key. They block the real signal. You don't become more energized, you just become artificially unaware of your body's exhaustion. You're masking fatigue, not creating energy. And here's where it gets problematic. Your brain isn't stupid. When you chronically block those adenosine receptors with caffeine every single day, your body responds by creating more receptors. This is called upregulation. Now you need more caffeine just to feel normal, not to feel energized, but just to avoid feeling terrible. This is dependency. Now let me explain the real issue with chronic caffeine consumption, and this is what most people don't understand. Caffeine doesn't just block adenosine. It also triggers your adrenal glands to dump stress hormones into your bloodstream, primarily adrenaline and cortisol. In the short term, this creates that alert, focused feeling. You feel awake, you feel productive. But here's the problem. If you're drinking coffee every single day, multiple cups per day, you're chronically stimulating your adrenal glands over and over and over. Too much coffee can significantly increase cortisol and adrenaline, and chronically elevated cortisol has devastating effects on your body. It disrupts your sleep architecture. It impairs memory formation. It increases anxiety and that jittery, wired feeling. It causes muscle breakdown, and it promotes fat storage, especially around your midsection. This is why so many people who drink a lot of coffee struggle with anxiety, have trouble sleeping, feel their heart racing, and can't seem to lose that stubborn belly fat. They're in a chronic state of stress, triggered by their daily coffee habit. The very thing you think is making you productive is actually sabotaging your long-term performance. You're running on stress hormones, not real energy. Let's talk about what caffeine does to your sleep, because this is critical. Caffeine has a half-life of 3 to 5 hours in your system. That means if you have 200 milligrams of caffeine at noon, you still have 100 milligrams at 5 p.m., 50 milligrams at 10 p.m., and 25 milligrams at 3 a.m. Recent research shows you should avoid consuming more than 400 milligrams of caffeine within 12 hours of bedtime to prevent sleep disruption. Let me repeat that. 12 hours. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., your last coffee should be at 10 a.m. For most people, drinking 2 to 3 cups throughout the day, you're still significantly caffeinated when you try to sleep. Now, here's what a lot of people say, but I can fall asleep fine after coffee, and I need to address this directly. You might fall asleep, but scientific studies using EEG monitoring show that caffeine consumption, even 6 hours before bed, significantly reduces deep sleep and REM sleep. Deep sleep is when your body physically repairs itself. REM sleep is critical for memory consolidation and emotional regulation. Without adequate deep sleep and REM sleep, you're not getting true recovery. Your brain isn't cleaning itself properly. Your muscles aren't repairing. Your hormones aren't balancing. And here's the devastating irony. You drink coffee to compensate for poor sleep, but the coffee is what's destroying your sleep quality in the first place. You're stuck in a vicious cycle, paying money every single day to make yourself progressively more exhausted. If you're tracking your sleep with an Oura Ring, Whoop strap, or Apple Watch, you can see caffeine's impact in real time. Your deep sleep percentage drops, your REM cycles shorten, your heart rate variability decreases, your recovery score plummets. For high performers tracking their biology, the data is undeniable. Caffeine consumption, even 8 hours before bed, measurably destroys sleep quality. To support optimal sleep, especially during a caffeine transition, magnesium glycinate is essential. 400 to 600 milligrams before bed significantly improves deep sleep quality. I've linked my recommended brand in the description below. Now, the coffee industry loves to cite studies showing caffeine improves focus, reaction time, and athletic performance. And technically, those studies aren't wrong. The NCAA actually limits caffeine intake for athletes because it is considered a performance-enhancing drug when used strategically. But here's the catch that nobody mentions. These performance benefits only work if you're not a habitual user. The performance boost exists only when caffeine is novel to your system, when you use it occasionally, strategically. If you drink coffee every single day, those performance benefits disappear within 1 to 2 weeks as tolerance develops. Daily coffee drinkers are not getting a performance benefit. They're just avoiding withdrawal symptoms. They're paying to maintain baseline function, not to gain an advantage. And let me be very clear about this. If you need coffee just to feel normal, just to function, just to not have a headache, that's not optimization. That's dependency. You've become dependent on a substance just to reach the level of function you should have naturally. The high performers who are quitting coffee aren't giving up an advantage. They're breaking free from a dependency that was holding them back. Let's talk about something most people don't know. Coffee significantly increases the excretion of essential minerals and vitamins through your urine. You're literally flushing out calcium, magnesium, sodium, chloride, and B vitamins, especially vitamin B1, also called thiamine. And here's what's interesting. Low B1 levels cause anxiety, jitteriness, racing thoughts, difficulty relaxing, and insomnia. These are the exact symptoms people often try to fix with more coffee. You're drinking something that depletes the very nutrient that would help calm your nervous system. This is a vicious cycle. You feel anxious and tired, so you drink more coffee. The coffee depletes your B vitamins and minerals. Now you feel more anxious and more tired, so you drink even more coffee, and the cycle continues. If you're drinking multiple cups of coffee per day and you're not replacing those B vitamins, especially B1, you're setting yourself up for chronic anxiety, sleep problems, and that constant wired but tired feeling. If you're continuing with coffee or transitioning off it, you absolutely need to replace what coffee depletes. A high-quality methylated B complex is essential. Look for 50 to 100 milligrams of B1 thiamine in the methylated form for better absorption. I recommend iGenis Super B Complex, which is a UK manufactured brand available on Amazon with over 26,000 five-star reviews. It contains all 8 B vitamins in their methylated forms, which means your body can use them immediately. Another excellent UK option is BioCare Methyl B Complex, which provides folate as methylfolate, the natural active form your body actually uses. These methylated forms are critical because many people can't properly convert standard folic acid into the active form due to genetic variations. The methylated versions bypass this problem entirely. Also add magnesium glycinate before bed, 400 to 600 milligrams. This is the most absorbable form and supports deep sleep without causing digestive issues like other forms of magnesium can. I've linked trusted brands in the description, all available on Amazon UK with Prime delivery. For comprehensive micronutrient support, a greens powder like Athletic Greens provides over 75 vitamins, minerals, and adaptogens that chronic coffee drinkers desperately need. The investment is minimal compared to what you're spending on coffee, but the return in energy and sleep quality is massive. Now let me tell you about something the coffee industry really doesn't want you researching: mold contamination. Coffee beans naturally contain mycotoxins, which are toxic compounds produced by molds. 2 specific mold species dominate coffee production. These mycotoxins can trigger liver stress, especially in people who are sensitive. They can cause allergic reactions, brain fog, and chronic inflammation. Some people experience immediate reactions like sneezing, congestion, or digestive issues when they drink coffee, but they never connect it to mold. And here's the really important part. Decaf coffee has higher mold levels than regular coffee. Why? Because caffeine naturally inhibits mold growth. When manufacturers remove the caffeine through processing, they remove your natural defense against these toxins. Instant coffee is even worse. More processing equals more mold exposure. If you're going to drink coffee, you must choose high-quality organic coffee that's been tested for mold. Don't go cheap on this. The mold contamination in low-quality coffee can create significant health issues over time. If you're transitioning off regular coffee or want to reduce your intake, I have some excellent alternatives that are widely available on Amazon UK. 4-Sigmatic Mushroom Coffee combines organic coffee with lion's mane and chaga mushrooms for cognitive support without the crash. It's one of the best-selling mushroom coffees on Amazon with over 26,000 5-star reviews. The caffeine content is about half of regular coffee, making it perfect for the transition. For a UK brand, Cheerful Buddha offers mushroom coffee blends with lion's mane and ashwagandha. They're based in the UK and available on Amazon, with blends specifically designed to support focus and energy without the jitters. And if you want a completely caffeine-free option, look for chicory-based coffee alternatives with adaptogenic mushrooms. These give you that morning ritual and warm beverage without any caffeine dependency. For those of you using continuous glucose monitors to track your metabolic health, you'll notice these alternatives don't spike your blood sugar and crash your energy the way regular coffee does. Your glucose curves stay stable, your energy stays consistent throughout the day. No spike, no crash, no jittery feeling. I've included links to all of these products in the description below. Full transparency, these are Amazon affiliate links, which means I may earn a small commission if you purchase through them at no extra cost to you. I only recommend products with strong reviews and quality ingredients that I would genuinely use myself. This is critical, especially if you're taking any medications. Coffee affects your medications in 3 significant ways, and most doctors don't tell you this. First, it blocks absorption. Studies show coffee reduces the effectiveness of common painkillers like ibuprofen and acetaminophen. You're taking medication, but you're not getting the full benefit because the coffee is blocking absorption. Second, it alters metabolism. Coffee can make antidepressants, blood thinners like warfarin, and psychiatric medications more potent and potentially toxic. Your blood levels of these drugs increase after coffee consumption, which can lead to dangerous side effects. Third, it increases excretion. Coffee flushes medications out of your system before they can work properly. You think you're treating your condition, but the coffee is sabotaging your treatment. If you're on any prescription medications and drinking multiple cups of coffee per day, you need to talk to your doctor about this. You might be undermining your entire treatment plan without knowing it. So what happens if you stop drinking coffee? Caffeine withdrawal is a real, medically recognized condition. Symptoms typically begin 12 to 24 hours after your last dose. You'll likely experience severe headaches. This happens because your brain's blood vessels, which were normally constricted by caffeine, suddenly dilate. You'll feel fatigued and brain fog. You'll experience irritability and mood swings. You'll have difficulty concentrating. Some people even get flu-like symptoms. For heavy coffee drinkers, this can last 7 to 9 days. And here's what I want you to understand. Those withdrawal symptoms prove you were dependent all along. The headaches, the fatigue, the brain fog, all of that reveals that you weren't energized by coffee. You were just chemically propped up. And here's something ironic. Some headache medications like Excedrin actually contain caffeine. People take Excedrin for their withdrawal headache, thinking they're treating the problem, but they're just redosing the addiction. They're putting themselves right back into the dependency cycle. Now, after 2 to 4 weeks without caffeine, here's what former heavy coffee drinkers consistently report. They experience dramatically improved sleep quality. They have more stable energy throughout the entire day, not just a spike and crash. They have reduced anxiety. They have better stress resilience. Their blood pressure normalizes, and they experience clearer thinking. The energy you thought coffee gave you returns naturally and sustainably once you break free from the dependency. Your body's natural energy regulation system starts working properly again. You sleep better, so you wake up with real energy. You're not masking exhaustion anymore. You're actually rested. And here's what's amazing. Your adrenal glands recover. You're not constantly flooding your system with stress hormones. Your cortisol levels normalize. Your anxiety decreases. You stop getting that jittery, wired feeling. You can relax. You can sleep deeply. This is what real energy feels like. Not chemical stimulation, not stress hormones. Real, sustainable energy from proper sleep and proper adrenal function. Now, I'm not here to demonize coffee completely. Let me be very clear about this. If you're someone who has a single cup of high-quality organic coffee in the morning, and only in the morning, and you don't experience anxiety, heart palpitations, or sleep problems, you're probably fine. Coffee does have some benefits when consumed in moderation. It can give you mental acuity, it can help you focus, it may even decrease your risk of certain diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's when consumed appropriately. There are legitimate benefits, but here's my recommendation, and this is based on the science. Limit your coffee intake to 1 cup per day maximum. Drink it in the morning, ideally before 10 a.m. if you go to bed around 10 p.m. Choose organic, high-quality coffee to minimize mold exposure. And pay attention to how you feel. If your coffee is giving you anxiety, if it's making your heart race, if it's preventing you from sleeping, if you feel jittery and wired, you need to stop. Those are signs your body is telling you it's too much. Listen to your body. And if you're drinking 3 to 5 cups per day, if you're using coffee to compensate for poor sleep, if you feel anxious and jittery and you're wondering why your performance is plateauing, you're not optimizing, you're medicating. You're covering up deeper problems with chemical stimulation. And here's the business case for executives and entrepreneurs. If you're billing 250 to 400 pounds per hour and caffeine dependency is stealing even 1 hour of peak cognitive performance per day, that's over 75,000 pounds in lost productivity annually. This isn't just health optimization. This is a financial decision with massive return on investment. Fix your sleep, fix your energy, and watch your performance and earning potential skyrocket. Here's what the science actually shows. Caffeine doesn't create energy. It masks exhaustion by blocking adenosine receptors. Daily users get zero performance benefit. They're just maintaining dependency and avoiding withdrawal symptoms. Coffee destroys sleep quality, even when consumed 6 or more hours before bed. It depletes essential nutrients like B vitamins and minerals. It interferes with medications in dangerous ways. And withdrawal symptoms prove the dependency was real all along. The real question isn't, should I quit coffee? The question is, what am I avoiding by staying dependent on it? For most high performers, the answer is uncomfortable. You're avoiding fixing your sleep. You're avoiding managing your stress properly. You're avoiding building genuine resilience. You're using coffee as a band-aid on a bullet wound. Coffee isn't the problem. The problem is chronic dependence on a substance to compensate for poor sleep, poor stress management, and exhausted adrenal glands. And the longer you use that band-aid, the worse the underlying problem becomes. Fix the foundation first. Optimize your sleep, manage your stress, support your adrenal glands, build real, sustainable energy. Then, if you want to enjoy a cup of high-quality coffee in the morning, do it, but don't need it. Don't depend on it. Don't use it to cover up deeper health issues. If you're ready to break free from caffeine dependency, here's what I recommend. Don't go cold turkey unless you're prepared for severe withdrawal. Instead, gradually reduce your intake over 1 to 2 weeks. Switch from coffee to green tea, which has less caffeine. Then, reduce the tea. Give your body time to adjust. Support your body during the transition with B vitamins, especially B1 and B12. I've linked my recommended supplement brands in the description below. These will significantly reduce withdrawal symptoms. Consider adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha to help your adrenal glands recover. And prioritize sleep. Get 8 to 9 hours per night. This is non-negotiable. Your future self, rested, focused, and genuinely energized, will thank you. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more evidence-based health optimization content, and check out the links in the description for all the products and resources I mentioned. And remember, you're in charge of your own health. Make the choice that serves your long-term performance and well-being.